Morning, everyone. It's Tiger. So today I want to share something with you. It's my night last night, I guess. Um, how my life does not go as planned. So, run to the post office last night. I'm trying to mail out a package to this lady to get some interviews done, and I'm in the post office, and in Sharonville here, it's a bigger post office, and the hallway when you walk in the big doors, the hallway straight down. There's your the anytime mailboxes, and in the front part there's a kiosk and stuff. So kiosk wasn't working. I was like, but I noticed a guy sitting down there. They have those tables where you fill out your addresses and everything, and he was just kind of, he was trying to act small. Think small, think small. Just kind of, just He's just looking straight forward, not nothing. So I finish up and I walk down to him and I say, "Hey man," I said, "how you doing?" Blah blah. And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." It's not that he's dismissing me, but he's not, you know, um, he's not coming out to ask. Some guys they're just, "Hey man, got some change." He's just ignoring me. And so I walk up and I say hi, and um, I'm talking to him for a minute. Dude's name was Lee. And finally, I say, "Hey, you know, go get some dinner." I asked him if he'd eaten, and um, he's like, "No, no, I'm good." And so it ends up that, you know, he didn't want to drag his stuff out. He didn't have much stuff. He just had like two little bags, whatever. And I understand apprehension. So anyway, we're talking for a minute, and I'm like, I just said, "Oh, you don't want to leave your stuff." And I understand that. When you're homeless, you don't have much, but the value of it is that much greater. So I, I'm like, well, you know, I'll go get you something, man. I said, I don't want you to be hungry today. And he looks at me, and I'm like, "Hey," I said, "Come on," because I not trying to pressure him to go with me because that can come across bad. So run up the street, Kroger's about a mile and a half, about 2 miles up the road, and he said, I'll take some KFC, okay, that's right, I'm going right there. And while I'm driving up there, I'm just telling myself, I said, it's just brutally cold in this, um, so my mind's just thinking, what can I do for this guy that's going to be not financially break me. So anyway, so I went up to Kroger and, got him a couple little canned goods and I spent like, I don't know, another $10 on him, got him a couple things of flatware. Thank you, Kroger, for having your flatware out on the deli thing. And so I get that. I stop at Kroger, excuse me. I stop at KFC. I go to the drive-through. I order, and I say, "Oh, can you pull forward here?" It's always no one's in line, but you got to pull forward to wait for your food instead of at the window with nobody behind you, right? So I pull forward and I look in, and there's this black guy, and his name's Darryl. He's homeless. Dude's like 6'2", right? He's kind of a towering guy, and I seen him inside, and I said, "Oh man, Darryl's got a laptop." Because I seen him with his arm out, and he's looking around. He's looking for an outlet, right? Because I've talked to this guy Darryl a few times, and I don't know. He's just hard to. I don't know. There's emotional stuff going on with Darryl. So he sits down at the front thing, and I was like, man, of all times, he's in there now, and I'm taking this guy some food, and so I guess Darryl was eating whatever, right? So the lady brings my thing out, but she forgets the drink, right? And I don't want this guy have a mouthful of chicken and start choking because he ain't got no drink that I paid for. So I go in, and Darryl's sitting down, and and I'm always, I don't remember people's names. I'm horrible with names, but his name is, I got a couple friends. Darryl, bam, there it is, Darryl. Go in, and I said, Darryl, how you doing, man? And he's just, he's just like, I don't know, he don't recognize me. I don't know. Turn around, and I said, you know, you, just hanging out. He goes, well, I want to get me some chicken, but I ain't, I only got $2. Okay. And we all know the lie. Everybody's, I'm a little short. I'm a little short. And, but, Darryl's, every time I've talked to him, he's never asked me for nothing. And I've gone up to the man a few times now, and I don't see him on a street corner, nothing like that. So, I just, here I am. I done bought Lee's dinner, $10, whatever. Bought him $10 worth of groceries. Now I got Darryl, and his wife had passed away, and I didn't understand it all, because he just started when I asked him before about, and he's talking about his wife dying, and he just goes on this mumbling thing, and so you're trying to get through that shell of them, but getting that trust built up, so you don't ask to. It's trying to be a balance, to learn a little bit about him, because I want to be able to approach him and have that. I want the hug when I come up. I want to know that they put their trust in me. And so I turn around and I go to the counter, and this girl's there, but just didn't. I didn't like her. Be honest with you, I just don't like the girl, and just not friendly, just not. I don't know. It just wasn't there. And I said, hey, I'm buying him a meal, as I know him, and you know, so I got him a number one, and she set the drink down and stuff, and then she brought me my drink, and I turn around, and I'm gonna tell you folks, if you don't believe in God, this is the this is the biz the, this is the biggest example of how stupid we can be. Okay, this is how ignorant we can be. So this guy Darryl had said, "Hey, I want some chicken, but I ain't got but $2." Okay, and he's sitting there. Oh, and by the way, his laptop was an old DVD player. When you're looking at the outside, it looks like they got like a little 10-inch screen. Well, it was an old DVD player, and he had a couple DVDs. Okay, and so he was looking for a place to sit down, plug in, watch his movies. So I tell the lady, I asked the lady, I said, hey, I said, this guy here, he says he's a good man. He don't bother nobody. Can give him a couple extra biscuits, please? You know, um, and because I bought his food. So I turn around as I'm leaving, and I went over and I said, Darryl, I said, there's your cup, and because they do have a fountains outside there, and I said, she gonna bring, your food will be up in just a minute. And he looks at me, and I walk over to him, and I say, hey man, take care of yourself, whatever. You know what this homeless guy does to me? He pulls out his last $2. The $2 that this guy, I thought, it usually sounds like a good lie, right? I've only got $2, whatever. I bought him dinner, and this homeless guy was going to give me the last $2 he had to go towards his dinner. He was just that honest. So just totally screwed me up, and I still can't. I just left, and I'm all teary eyed because here, I just got it's got all screwed up. I mean, I just dismissed his $2 thing. Besides, I was going to buy his food, and then so got that, and I go back, and I talked to Lee for a little bit, and a nice guy. He's in his 60s, and he's got a tick. He coughs, and it's so I can think how that could push some people away. So all that being said, this homeless situation is horrible, and I challenge everybody out there, find you a homeless person, okay? And it's hard not to be judgmental, okay? And trust me, I'm not gonna lie. When I see the young kids, 20 years old, out on a street corner begging for cash, I drive by. Sorry, maybe one day you'll figure it out. But when I see the older people who I can understand, they're not gonna get the job that easy. They've got health issues, things like that. But I want to challenge everyone. When you're driving to and from work, when you're going to church, right? When you're supposed to be trusting in God, that God's going to bless you financially, and God's going to give you health and watch your family and take you to heaven and all those things, right? Why don't you play a little Jesus to someone else? And stop and, how are you? Is there anything you need? I mean, and I get lectured because I need to carry these packages for people, these care packages and I was, but these things are all unplanned with me. And I see a guy, I've got a little time, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going now, right? And I'll delay everything else, but I'm going now. I went to the post office at 6 o'clock. I got over there right about 6:15. I got home last night 8:30. Okay, so 10 minutes from the house, right? And it took me 2.5 hours to make that 10-minute drive home. So please check on, find you someone, one person, right? And when you see them, you say hi to them. Just stop and say hi. If you give them $5, don't care. Just give it to them, and you can be angry. Give it to them mad. Throw it on the ground in front of them. If that makes you feel better, just start that relationship. Next time you see them, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm John. I'm Bill. Hey, what's your name? Maybe once in a while you stop and say, hey man, there's a McDonald's, man. Can I buy you a meal? And just sit and talk to him. This guy Lee, so we're talking, and he said that this is the disturbing part of my conversation last night. He said that he's sitting in there, and a couple people came up and said hi, but they never asked how he was doing. They never showed any concern. Didn't offer anything. Didn't do nothing. Just said hi, and that's it. Kept going. So don't I understand we can't buy every person we see food. Okay, food's expensive, and you can let me tell you, you can go broke from cashing your check, you can go broke on the way home. We all have to manage things. But as David said when he was doing his repentance to God, and he had to go to everybody's house and make a sacrifice, and the guy said, "Hey, well, look at all my things. You can take one of my things and sacrifice it here." And he said, if if it doesn't cost me anything, it's not a sacrifice. Okay, so just remember, you might like your beer, you might swear all the time, but you can still help someone. Okay, so just any way you decide to stop and help in this world, you know, you are being Jesus to the least of these. Okay, you're you're taking on the cloak, and you're showing people what God's love is about. Okay, so I beg everybody out there, take the cloak of Jesus, put it on, and go out there, especially in this weather. If I hadn't have had kids, I would have brought him home to stay for a day or two. If I could have made room in my garage for this guy to sleep or something in there, um, so he's going to hang out here for a while. So anybody wants to help a dude here in Sharonville, Ohio, go to the main post office, and the dude, he hangs out there after they close. His name's Lee, short guy. He's in his 60s, and he gets a little pension, but he just don't have enough to get by. So please, in all of humanity, help some people. All right, so we're going to post this on Facebook, on my homeless YouTube channel. But I'm asking everybody, um, be like Christ. Okay, help some people out. This weather's bad, and you know, people got to go buy food now. They can't really cook because it's so cold. You can't buy a can of SpaghettiOs and just eat it there because it's going to be frozen. So just have a heart. All right, everybody, thank you for my rant. And I pray that you're going to like and subscribe my channel. And if we should ever get to pay status, any monies that above what I need to pay my bills, I'm giving back. I'm already giving, and I'm not making any off of it. So thank you. And please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next round. All right.